and I will record the. Okay, just quickly recap the session. So Microsoft SQL Server is a best database management systems in the world, and which is there are different types of DBMS, and among them SQL Server is one of the RDBMS product. SQL Server is one of the RDBMS product, and we discussed each and everything in the previous session regarding SQL Server history and just introduction. And Microsoft SQL Server is designed by Microsoft company, and it is developed by Microsoft, and they prepared their own language that is T-SQL, so which is known as a transactional SQL. And this language is used to communicate with SQL Server. Okay, let us quickly recap the SQL Server version history. So first SQL Server version is SQL Server 1.0, which is released in 1989. So later on 1.1, 4.2, 6.0, 6.5, 7.0, and SQL Server 2000, 2005, 2008, 2012. In between these two, between here there is one more SQL Server version, that is 2008 R2, which is released in uh, which is released in 2010. Okay, SQL Server 2008 is here there. This is one version, and one more version is there, that is 2008 R2, which is released in 2010 year. Next 2012, 14, 16, and 17 and 19, and present latest SQL Server version is 2022. And so first Microsoft SQL Server started, Microsoft, okay, is combined with Aston Tate and Sybase organizations, and they developed one RDBMS product, that is SQL Server, and they released one RDBMS software product into the market, that is that is the first version of SQL Server, that is a SQL Server 1.0. And later on, so I think we discussed each and everything here. See here, SQL Server version 4.20. From SQL Server version 4.2 onwards, they introduced a graphical user interface method. Okay, 6.0, 7.0, and 2000, 2005, and 2008. So from 2008 onwards, they released one more feature, one more facility like backup compression availability. And okay, SQL Server 2012. From SQL Server 2012 onwards, they released one more beautiful feature, high availability and disaster recovery feature, and that is always on. Okay, from SQL Server 2012 onwards. So previously there is no always on availability feature. Okay, next SQL Server 2014, 2016, and 2017 and 2019, and latest SQL Server version is 2022. Okay, this is the latest version, and we discussed each and everything. So when they released, what is the version of SQL Server when they released, so here, and which will support either 16-bit or 32-bit or 64-bit. Okay, and what is the SQL Server code name here? So here also one more table, so which is regarding version of SQL Server when SQL Server is released. And I also said that Microsoft will give support for SQL Server if anyone, if any, suppose you are working in one organization, for example, and you try to resolve a technical issue regarding SQL Server, but you are not done that issue, then you can approach Microsoft technical team. They will give solution. They can solve the issue. So that is nothing but technical support. Please hold on a second. Okay. Okay, sorry for interruption. So we discussed each thing regarding versions. Okay, let me move on to next step. What are the advantages of SQL Server? So you just know about these things. No need to remember these things. Let us comes to here. SQL Server software product terminologies: CTP, RC, RTM. CTP stands for Community Technology Preview, and RC stands for Release Candidate. RTM stands for Release to Manufacturing or Market. And so these are the actually RTM is the first original product, first original SQL Server product enter into the market, real market. Okay. So before this RTM product level, so we call this CTP, RC, RTM, we can call them as a product level. Okay. So actually RDBMS is a software, right? So they have to develop or implement the software, right? So during the development, during fixing, during developing, they can fix the bugs and they can enhance software. So previous product level is CTP, and after that next product level is RC, and then after corrections or after fixing bugs, after enhancing the SQL Server software product, finally they release original product that is called as a RTM, release to market. Okay. Even if we suppose we recently released version is SQL Server 2022. If we install that SQL Server 2022, and if we query that version, so selects that version, then we can find out that so SQL Server 2022 RTM. Okay, you can see that clearly. There will be a name like RTM. So first original product we can call as a RTM. So later on top of RTM, they can release CUs as SPs. CU means cumulative update, and service SP means service packs. Okay, up to 2016, he released the service packs. Okay, on top of service pack, on top of service pack, he can release cumulative updates again up to 2016. So from 2017 onwards, Microsoft is releasing only CUs on top of RTM product. Okay, on top of RTM. So whatever it is, we will discuss in depth regarding cumulative update and service pack and GDR, QFE, these things in patching concept. So next move on to what is the next move on to next topic, product edition, product level, product version. So edition means so for each version there are different editions. Here below I mentioned even editions also. For each version there are different editions. Okay, so let us tell here. See, product level. So we discussed about already these product level. So product level indicates the maturity of the software product. Here it is SQL Server software product, and CTP we know we discussed, and RC and RTM. So RTW, I think I would like to know more about this thing. Okay, RTW. Next, product version. So product version is nothing but a SQL Server version, and it has some build number. We can see here 10.50.1600.1, which is called as a build number. Okay. So we can find out the version by using build number also. By using build number also, even we can find out the SQL Server compatibility level using build number also. So next to product edition. So there are limitations regarding features in a available product. So nothing but edition. For example, in 2008 R2, there are different editions like data center edition, enterprise edition, standard web work group, express edition. For example, so what is the difference? What is the difference between different editions means? For example, here when we consider enterprise edition, which will support maximum database size is 524 petabytes, and minimum database. When we come to express edition, which will support only 10 GB size. Suppose if you installed Express SQL Server Express Edition, which is available freely, and no need to pay any money to install a SQL Server Express Edition in any version. And Express Edition, in Express Edition, each database will handle only 10 GB. More than that, it won't support. Okay. So I think you got the point. What are the difference between in different editions in the same version? Okay. Next comes to so this is our actual topic for today. So SQL Server editions, Enterprise Edition. This is the top end edition with a full feature set. I would like to inform one thing also. One thing here. So even there is a difference between editions regarding CPU based and memory based, and memory means here RAM. Okay. And even database size supported base. We can compare these editions based on CPU, memory, and even database sizes. Okay. So there are different, these are the main most available editions in each version. Again, these may be available in some versions, may be available or may not be available. So let us see Enterprise, which is the top end edition, and which will have most features, all features. Okay. And next come to Standard Edition and Work Group Edition, Web Edition, Developer Edition, Express Edition, Compact Edition, Data Center Edition, Business Intelligence. Okay. uh, let us see here. Data Center is available in 2008 R2 version. Okay. And let us come to here Business Intelligence Edition, which is available from SQL Server 2012 onwards, and which is available for two versions like SQL Server 2012 and 2014. From there onwards, Business Intelligence is not there. Business Intelligence Edition is not there, I think. Okay. Even Data Center also, and even Data Center is available for only one or two or three versions, SQL Server versions. For remaining versions, even Data Center Edition is also not available. And Enterprise Evaluation Edition, which is available, I think, I'm not sure for older version, but from 2012 onwards, this is available. This edition, Enterprise Evaluation, or simply we can also call it as a evaluation. Okay. Evaluation or Enterprise Evaluation. Don't be confused. Enterprise Edition is different. Enterprise Edition is different. Okay. Let us come here. Enterprise Evaluation, which is available which is available free, and uh, and we can install this Evaluation Edition, and which is available for only 6 months. I mean 180 days. After that, it won't work. For example, you installed on today Enterprise Evaluation of, for example, any version like SQL Server 2016. After 6 months from now onwards, after 6 months, it won't work. Automatically, it will won't work. Okay. So this is the information regarding Enterprise Evaluation. Let us come here. SQL Server 2000 version. Even there are some more previous versions regarding SQL Server, but I think mostly no one is using previous versions like what I mentioned here. So like before SQL Server 20,000, I mean previous versions of SQL Server 2000. Okay. SQL Server 2000 కన్నా ముందు ప్రీవియస్ SQL సర్వర్ వర్షన్స్ అయితే ఉన్నాయో అవి ఇప్పుడు ఏ ఆర్గనైజేషన్లో కానీ ఏ కంపెనీలో కానీ యూజ్ చేయట్లేదని అనుకుంటాను. కాబట్టి ఆ వర్షన్స్ యొక్క ఎడిషన్స్ అవన్నీ మనకు అవసరం లేదని నేను ఫీల్ అవుతున్నాను. ఓకేనా. we will just know about SQL Server 2000. And so in 2000 edition there are in 2000 version there are different editions: enterprise edition, standard edition, developer edition, evaluation edition, personal edition, work group edition, Windows CE edition, desktop engine edition. So these are the editions available in SQL Server 2000. um, okay, so I just gathered this information. If there are any mistakes, just ignore that. Okay, mostly I gathered this information by searching in many websites. And okay, let us come to one more version, which is a SQL Server 2005. And here also there are many editions, like compact edition and developer. So embedded, enterprise for Italian based. So these 4 and 5 are both are same. Okay. uh, Basically for Italian based systems, this software may be different. Okay, so enterprise in 64 core 64-bit format. So express edition, express with advanced series. Okay, standard for Italian based systems, standard 64 bit format. Okay, work group edition. Let move on to one more version, which is a SQL Server 2008. So here also enterprise edition is there, developer, standard, web edition, work group edition, express. And actually there is express edition is only one edition. But in that, uh, suppose if you are going to download the SQL Server Express edition, so there you can choose the option, like it will ask you something, which one you want among Express edition. So SQL Express core edition, Express with advanced series, and one more is there, I think, Express with local DB. So it will ask that, then we can choose accordingly our business requirements. Then we can perform installation. Okay, next move on to SQL Server 2008 R2, which is released in 2010. Okay, so these are the different editions. I think previously there is no data center edition. Microsoft released a data center edition in 2008 R2 version. Okay, parallel data warehouse, enterprise edition, standard edition, developer edition, web edition, work group edition, express edition, compact edition. These editions are available in 2008 R2. And next version is SQL Server 2012. So enterprise, standard, web developer, business intelligence, and express and local DB. Actually, I had already told that express is a only one edition. When we are going to download it, it will ask whether which requirement you want, like express core edition or express with local DB and express with advanced series. So you can choose according to your requirements, and you can install and perform installation. Okay, so next move on to one more edition, which is a data center edition. Data center edition, which is available in only 2008 R2 version and 2012 version. So from 2014 onwards, there is no data center edition. Okay, so let us move on to one more version, which is SQL Server 2014, Enterprise Edition, Business Intelligence, Standard. So even Business Intelligence is a one different type of one type of edition, which is mostly suitable for generating reports, analysis on data, company data, okay, or organization data. So then this edition will be suitable. So in SQL Server 22 and the SQL Server 2014, business intelligence is edition is there. So even standard edition, web edition, developer edition, express edition, and evaluation edition. So I think evaluation is available even 2012 also, but I didn't mention here. You don't worry. But I'm not sure. Okay. Next, SQL Server 2017 version. So, which consists of different editions: enterprise, standard, web, developer, express, and evaluation edition. Okay, edition is also called as a enterprise evaluation. Okay. Next, we have we have different server components. I mean, our server components are features. When we are see SQL Server components are available. I mean, components we can also call as a features. Okay, when we are trying to install SQL Server, you can choose instance features and shared features, right? So there are different types of services like analysis service, reporting services, integration services, master data services, machine learning services, so data quality services, SQL Server database engine, replication, full text. So these are the different types of services or features. Still, many features are available. Okay. Uh, these features are useful in different formats, different sector, different ways. Okay, but we may get chance work with these many features, or we may not get. But definitely, we should work with the SQL Server database engine. Okay, and you may get chance work with nowadays integration services also, integration services, which is also called as SSIS, SQL Server Integration Service, and which is a one of ETL tool. Have you do anyone know about the ETL tool, right? So which ETL means extract, transform, and load. That is the abbreviation of ETL tool. So SSIS is one of ETL tool, and as a DBA, you may get chance work with the integration service also. And okay, some management tools are also available. SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, I would like to inform one more thing. From up to SQL Server 2014, up to SQL Server 2014, uh, we will get the SQL Server Management Studio along with installation only. Okay. Suppose if you are now you are going to install SQL Server 2016, but we don't get the SQL Server Management Studio along with the SQL Server 2016 software itself. I mean, what I mean, so you have to download SQL Server Management Studio separately and install separately. Okay. But up to 2014, it will come along with, if you installed SQL Server 2014, then automatically it will come. Okay. అరవద్దు.
అట్లా వాయిస్ రాలట ఇది.
Yeah, I think you got the point, right? when you are trying to install SQL Server software, then automatically you will get SSMS up to SQL Server 2014. But from SQL Server 2016 onwards, you have to download SSMS, I mean SQL Server Management Studio separately, and you have to install it, right? You got it, right? Yes. Let's move on to one more version, which is a SQL Server 2017. It has different editions. Enterprise Edition, Standard, Web, Developer, Express, Evaluation, or Enterprise Evaluation. Okay. Okay, one more thing I would like to inform here. So from SQL Server 2017 onwards, um, this SQL Server you can install SQL Server on Linux platform also. Okay, but up to 2016, up to SQL Server 2016 version, you have to install SQL Server only on Windows Server. It won't support any other OS. Okay, but from 2017 onwards, it will support Linux OS also. Okay, so these are the tools, management tools. So these are the management tools like SSMS, Configuration Manager, SQL Server Profiler, Database Engine Tuning Advisor, so Data Quality Client, SQL Server Data Tools, Connectivity Components. Okay, so these are the management tools available regarding SQL Server. So let's move on to one more version, which is a 2019. So it also have same editions like Enterprise Standard, Developer, Web, Express, and Evaluation Edition. So same even recently released one more version, which is a SQL Server 2022, which also have same editions as of SQL Server 2019. Yeah. Uh, so now it is showing less than 1 minute. Let me disconnect the session. Please reconnect again. Okay.
Okay, bro.